you actually put on a red bandana, a white t-shirt, pants, and ran with live bulls over in Spain?
Actually, my son was going over there. He was already studying in Spain, and when he told me he wanted to run with the bulls, I said, William, I'm going to come over there and do this with you. I wanted to keep an eye on him. So anyway, we ended up standing in the street with 2,000 other half-crazed people, and they let the bulls out. And at the end, I said, this is a metaphor for what the workplace is like. So I came back and used this to write the book.
Were you scared as you ran?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the combination of adrenaline and testosterone and fear is amazing, and all these people, the other runners are as dangerous as the bulls.
I bet.
So you're trying to avoid everything, and it was exciting though.
Well, I like that some of the analogies that you had for the book came from the way people lined up to run.
Absolutely.
That some people, really got right near the arena so that when it was time, they really didn't risk very much. They were sort of pretending to run.
Exactly. They wore the suit but didn't run the run.
Exactly, exactly. What are the challenges that you see most people facing today in the workplace?
Well, the bulls, the corporate bulls, are raging around us, and most of us hear those hoofbeats all the time. And they're the bad bosses, the co-workers that maybe don't have the best intentions toward us, downsizings, information technology systems that don't work well. All these are things that we have to cope with in the workplace, and they make our jobs difficult and sometimes even obsolete.
Yeah, the old starting with a company out of college and being there your entire career doesn't happen much, both on the employer side and the employees. People tend to change a good bit.
Exactly. We have a much more mobile workforce today, and companies are concerned about retention. I mean, they're trying to find out ways to retain their best workers, but that model just doesn't seem to be the way it's done.
How about that? What are some things people can look for in themselves to be more successful in the workplace?
Well, the book is based on thousands of interviews I did with corporate executives. In my role as a corporate psychologist, I've interviewed many thousands of very successful people and also some who weren't so successful. And what I did was try and distill the essence of what makes people very effective at work. The book is about how to thrive in the workplace. And I found that everything boiled down to three basic characteristics. One was thoughtful commitment, another was authentic character, and a third was exceptional competence. And all the people who thrived in the workplace really manifest those three qualities in some ways. The ones that didn't, you can see a major deficit in one of those three areas.
Now, if people are at a place where they're working right now and they're just dreading getting in the car and doing the hour commute, what are some things that you would advise them to consider as they head off to work tomorrow morning?
Well, one thing for sure is they're in a majority. Studies show that as high as 85% of the people in the workplace hate their jobs. And when you think about the fact that 50 to 60% of our waking hours are spent at work, I mean, that's dismal.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a terrible statistic. And so people are often working for money and not for meaning. And one of the things, by the way, that people who are very successful in the workplace find is that if they have to have passion about what they're doing. They have to find some kind of meaning. But the overwhelming majority of people are just working for a paycheck. I mean, it's kind of like they're mercenaries. They're just paid to do a job versus really being committed to the cause.
Yeah, well, I think about the TV show The Office is so popular because I think in many ways it puts a spotlight on sort of the mundaneness most people experience in the life of a cubicle every single day.
Exactly. And of course Dilbert and a lot of other things really document how miserable people are in the workplace. But it doesn't have to be that way. I was talking with a young guy the other day, 35 years old, making $500,000 a year, making more money than he knows what to do with. And you know what he said is, what I really want to do